You're listening or watching another episode of Fabulous Investments, a documentary filming my road to success in real estate. I'm your host, Jimmy L, and this is my journey. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. Hi! How is everyone doing today? I just want to give you guys a really quick update as to what's going on along this journey. I want to start by saying that I am still following my ritual with the miracle morning, and when I say it is so awesome. I've been, I guess, a bigger contributor now, more so than in the last video. But on Facebook and interacting with the different community members. And when I say they are so uplifting, they are so positive, and it's really good. It is cool beyond all kinds of coolness. But anyway, I really do. I encourage anyone, if you're looking to enhance your personal well-being or your personal life, your professional life, any aspect of your life, if you're honestly looking to enhance it, please buy that book. It's less than $10 if you want to get an electronic copy, maybe even less than 7 or 8 if you want to do the electronic copy. But anyway, it totally will change your life. But I'm bringing that up to say that most people don't know this about me, but I've been having a big issue with memory. And I'm really young. I'm still under 30. And I've been having, I guess, struggles with remembering certain things. And I mean, just what I had on 3 days ago and what I ate yesterday morning. And, it was just little crazy things. And I remember going to the doctor and I was just like, hey, I'm having these problems. I'm having these problems. I'm having these problems. And the doctor literally told me, you're okay. He said, until you get to a location and you don't remember how you got there, then it becomes a problem. And I was just like, oh, okay. But anyway, I started to put his words in my mind. I started to put certain words in my mind. And I just kind of, I don't know, I was going down this spiral and it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And reading this book and just kind of back to the Miracle Morning, kind of trying to tie all of this in together. But reading this book and fixing my mindset, it didn't dawn on me how drastically it had changed or it was changing until I was in a meeting and we were talking about some events that had happened. And without even a second thought, I was just like, I have this email. This is what you said on this particular day. And I was just like, it's okay. It's okay for you to accuse me of what you're accusing me of because my memory is extremely strong. So it's not a big deal for you to try to challenge me on this because I know what I know. But anyway, it came out so effortlessly and it just flowed. And I was like, I am still amazed at how I went from, oh wow, I have this memory issue to, yeah, you can call me out on whatever you want because my memory is strong. And so it's just one of those things that kind of was in the back of my mind and it just came out. And going through this book, it really helps you kind of, get your life in perspective and the power of your words and the power of your rituals and what you do on a daily basis and how it can have a positive impact on your life. So anyway, I encourage everyone to get the book. It is changing me. It is changing me. I promise you, it is really changing me. The last time we talked, I'm going to move right along, but the last time we spoke, I know I talked to you guys about a duplex. And I don't know if I ran over the numbers with you guys about that duplex, but it's currently listed for about $19,000. And I'm almost certain that they can be talked down to like 10 or 15,000. That it's not in a bad area at all. It's in it's in a different area. Let me say that it's not an ideal area, but it's not a bad area. It's where renters would want to be. So it was really cool to kind of see that. But anyway, it's only $19,000 duplex. Rent in that area can go from 650, 675, and I personally was going to charge $600 per month per side to kind of give me a monthly income of about $1,200. Again, I was going to pay cash for that house and just kind of try to not refinance, but finance the rehab cost of it. And there's several different programs out there that kind of would assist along with that. Whether I had to go back in and refinance, take out the money that I needed, and then just simply have those funds there available to me to be able to rehab, or if I decided to go through a couple of hard money lenders and get the funding that way and just, pay them back over a certain loan period. But anyway, there's so many different avenues that could have happened. And anyway, when I was speaking to you guys about it on the last podcast, I just kind of froze and I was just like, wow, this big, like a light bulb went off, and I was just like, I'm going to buy it. Well, I went out, I viewed the home again. And it's still in a great area. Oh my God, I can't get over that. I called and got some more information about it. It is actually a foreclosure. It's not being sold from another investor or anything. It's directly from the bank. And I was just kept going on and on and on and on and getting more and more information about it. Well, in the midst of me getting that information, I'd spoken to a coworker of mine who's also looking to get or put his footprints in the sand of real estate. And I had already texted him that house or something, and he wanted to live in it. And it's what Bigger Pockets call house hacking. But he wanted to live in one side and rent out the other. And, I'd been helping him trying to find a duplex for a few months now. And nowhere that we'd found, no duplex that we'd found was a great location for him to actually live in. So this one here was really good. And so, again, I was about to purchase it. I was about to purchase it. And something said, hey, talk to him, ask him one last time if he got a chance to look at it and if he's sure he doesn't want it. Well, I did. I asked him, and he was just like, you know what? He said, I'm going to go by and look. I'm going to take my wife. We're going to go by and look. And they did. And he loves it. It's going to need a lot of work. He knows about it. He's now gotten his wife on board, which is really awesome because it's not the easiest thing to do to get a spouse on board when you're talking about buying a duplex and living on one side and renting out the other, especially if your spouse doesn't have the vision that you have when it comes to real estate. So anyway, he convinced her, and so she's on board with it, and everything is kind of going on a little smoothly right now. So he's working on now getting financing for this property. And I'm wishing him the best. I am helping him completely along the way. He's never been a homeowner. He knows nothing about the real estate world. So he's been coming to actually I think I brought him up on the last podcast, or the last YouTube video about him joining the MIG meeting at the last session. And anyway, so he has, and he's getting more and more motivated and more confident to do something like this where you can live on one side of your duplex and rent out the other. So, but anyway, just to give you guys an update on it, I'm not going to purchase it. Yay, right? Yeah. I will say that there was two motives behind me not purchasing it. I'm sorry, that was my dog. I don't know why she is jumping on the walls right now. We don't do that. Thank you. But anyway, there's two reasons or two motives that I had behind that. Number one, which is probably first things first, that I'm morally inclined and I believe in doing what's right. And I was just like, hey, he would have a much better opportunity at that than I would. Just being friendly and just, hey, dude, I tell you what, you take it. Secondly, I believe in karma. I believe in paying it forward. I believe in knowing that if I do something awesome or if I do something amazing, I'm going to get paid back in some shape, form, or fashion. And it's just kind of a belief of mine that I have. And ironically enough, not even 24 hours later, after I began to officially help him get funding or get financing, and he went by and, like I said, looked at the house and all this other stuff. Not even 24 hours later, one of the guys that I had been speaking to, and I brought him up as well on the previous YouTube video, but he found funding for me. And I was like, wow, okay. Again, he wanted to fund the 4 unit deal that was down in Jackson, Mississippi. And again, Jackson, Mississippi is a no go for fabulous investments. And for reasons on that, go back and look at the last video. It's detailed, and you would agree with me as well. But anyway, this guy, his name is Tony. He, an older guy that's actually originally from Memphis. And when I began to talk to him, we kind of just hit it off, and it was amazing, like so quickly, and sharing his life stories. And he sounds like a really, really helpful older guy. I'm sure I could be his grandson, but older guy that just was all about helping new investors. So but anyway, he found me funding, and the guy that he referred me to, his name was Eli. So I got off into this whole ordeal with Eli, several emails going back and forth saying, hey, how does your program work? And, what are the fees associated and the interest rates and all of this stuff. Well, he came back and he told me that there is a $100 good faith fee, is what he called it, just to start the process. And I said, oh okay. Sounded a little weird. So I asked him why. He gave me his reasons, of course. And again, it was just in the case, in the event that I don't go through with the loan after he's found funding, then that $100 is his to keep and it wouldn't be refunded. I said, oh, okay. I've never heard of a lender asking for money up front prior to me getting funds. So this was kind of, weird and kind of out of the ordinary for me. I didn't know how to respond to him. But of course, we have bigger pockets. Woo! So I I immediately went to the forums of Bigger Pockets and I detailed my question. And not even 5 minutes later, I had 4 responses from Bigger Pockets. So I'm a living witness right about now. I can honestly say that Bigger Pockets is alive, is kicking, and is working. But I had about 4 responses within less than 5 minutes telling me, one lady was just like, don't do it. It sounds ridiculous. All the other 3 that were on there was just like, okay, that is normal practices. When you're dealing with a hard money lender let me rephrase that. When you're dealing with an individual or the middleman that can go out and actually get in contact with your hard money lenders. Let me make sure I explained that correctly. At least I'm hoping I did. I'm going to try to redo it. But anyway, this person is literally the middle guy between me and the hard money, or pretty much, okay, the money. And what he does is he goes out and he finds different private investors, people that are willing to put up their money to fund my deals. And he wants to get paid up front for his time. And he also gets paid a fee once the funding goes through. So again, 3 of these people responded and they detailed a lot of that information out for me. And so I was just like, oh, okay, that makes a little more sense to me. Well, another guy responded later on that afternoon, probably within the next 20 or 30 minutes from that initial post. And his name was Jonathan. And he was the first, he came out and he was just like, okay, I can do this. I also do the same thing. I can go out and find the funding for you. I'm willing to work with you. I'm excited about working with you, so to speak. This was, of course, after he got more information from me on the actual deal. And let me, I guess I should have told you guys that. But the deal that I'm now trying to get funded is the 8-unit complex that's over, that's also in a really good area, but it's an 8-unit complex and it's also $50,000. And I got more information from that seller, and that seller is actually an investor. Ironically enough, all 8 units are actually occupied. So we're talking about an 8-unit complex that is 100% occupied, meaning that I could literally go and pay this $50,000 and not worry about anything immediately and kind of slowly fix the problems that I see. So that's a really good thing for me. Of course, talking to him, something definitely seemed off about it. But dealing with the contractors that I know, as long as I'm not dealing with any behind-the-scenes electronical issues, or foundation issues, or there's not any liens on their property. Everything else I really don't care about, and I don't want to say I don't care about, but everything else I think I'm willing to deal with and kind of work my way around. Those three things I can't deal with right now because I don't have the reserves that would cover me in the event that something happened. But again, good thing is it's 100% occupied. I just couldn't believe that when I said that, when he told me that. But I asked him about it, and I was like, hey, why are you willing to sell? What's going on? And he's like, he's wanting to go bigger. And he's wanting to get this off his plate, and he's tired of managing it. So, I mean, it's, again, that sounds realistic, and it's a possibility, let me say that. But at the same time, it sounds unrealistic. So I just, I'm going to take what he said with a grain of salt. Again, the good thing that I care about is that it's 100% occupied. But I know for sure that I can add value to the property, redoing several things, and raising the rent at least by $100 to $150 per month. Right now, all of those units are actually 2 bedrooms, 1 bath units. 7 of those units are 2 bedroom, 1 bath unit. 1 unit is 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Each of them, according to the investor, says that he's actually renting them out for $300 a month, and he does have current leases in place. And again, this is not the best part of town, but it's definitely not the worst either. And I know for sure that I can get someone over there and honestly pay $400 a month, as long as I'm providing for security and I actually do some small and minor upgrades to the property. I'm almost certain that I can get people in there for $400 to $450 per month, and it's a no-brainer for me. So I've been working harder and harder and harder to go ahead on and actually find funding for this particular deal. So that brings me back to Jonathan, who is now, of course, the second person that I've spoken to dealing with hard money that's able to go out and find me some type of funding. I spoke to him a little more in detail, and he was giving me more information. And again, I explained everything to him. The rehab cost of this, first off, the 8 unit, the fact that it's $50,000. And I'm estimating rehab cost at about $30,000. So I'm in it for, or I would be in it for about $70,000 to $80,000. And the appraised value for that 8 unit, you're probably looking at anywhere from $99,000 to $120,000, and that's me being extremely conservative. And again, I've explained all of this to him, and so he was, out of the 2 now lenders that I've spoken with, he was the only one that was just like, okay, I tell you what, call me and give me more details. I can give you more information as to how I can better help. Hey, and I'm excited, let's work together, blah, 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 blah. That's more encouraging to me versus me giving all of my information to someone that's just via email. The first guy, Eli, that's all that he knew. That he didn't try to contact me. He had my cell number. He never offered me his. Everything was via email. And I actually had to go look him up on Bigger Pockets, which he's there. And I don't see many posts by him. And I don't know. Something didn't seem right. So either he's new at this whole investing thing and wanting to bridge the gap between someone that's looking for funding and someone that has the money. I'm really thinking he's new at it. But anyway, I don't want to deal with him, especially not after I've spoken to Jonathan. And again, Jonathan he's more involved. He wants to get more information from me. He's willing to talk to me. He's willing to walk me through the process. And so I was just like, okay, great, So what do I do now? And mind you, this is probably another day has gone by, and I get another instant message on Bigger Pockets still from this lady named Andrea. Ironically, she does the exact same thing as Eli and Jonathan, which I'm almost certain that there's several lenders out there that do this. So, I'm sure it's no big deal. It's just that they were not coming my way at first, and I was putting all this information out there, and I was not getting a lot of returned information. But anyway, Andrea pops up and goes through everything with her, and she was just like, you know what, actually, I may have two lenders that would be willing to fund this deal based off of the information that you've given me. She said, I'm not going to lie, she said it may be a little more difficult only because you're talking about smaller numbers. It's a commercial building that is less than 50 to 100 units, and it's only $50,000. And so she was just like, that may be a little more difficult because most people now are wanting to do things bigger. When she said that to me, this thing started to click as to why this 8-unit complex is probably still on the market. It most likely doesn't qualify for traditional financing, and most hard money lenders are probably not looking to touch it. So I was just like, okay, that makes more sense. And if someone is on the outside thinking this and or know this, probably saw the numbers and was just like, I'm going to leave it alone. So, but anyway, that thing started to click for me. And so the more we talked and talked. I got her number. She has mine. The more we began to talk, I felt, Hayden, stop. I'm sorry. But the more we talked, the more I felt comfortable with her. And not to mention, she has no upfront fees. According to her, the only fee that I would have to worry about is the appraisal fee that would have to come in my pocket immediately. Not immediately, but once the deal and everything starts to go through. Everything else would be, of course, factored into the actual loan. So I was just like, okay. So again, I actually gave her more information than I gave Jonathan. And I'm just like, hey, I'm looking to close this within the next 10 to 15 business days. I'm someone, I don't have a lot of reserves. I'm still working on getting my LLC, up to par. And I don't have my business plan, blah, 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 blah. Like, these are all the things that I know may be an issue. I need to know if you can work with it. And she's just like, okay, great. Versus Jonathan got half of those answers. And he was just like, okay, I'm going to get back with you tomorrow. Hadn't heard from him again. So, I don't know how that's going to go. Andrea, on the other hand, that was a conversation between she and I on yesterday. And we're still talking today. And so we're going back and forth all morning long. We've been kind of going back and forth on what she can possibly do for me. So I'm kind of excited about that. Keep your fingers crossed on that. But I'm kind of a little excited about that. So I'm hoping things work out in my favor in regards to that. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted. So in a nutshell, that's what has happened with the duplex. That's also the 8-unit complex that's come about. And I would love to purchase. And dealing with hard money lenders. So I mean, it's we're rocking and rolling right now, and the momentum is here, and I can't let it die. So my investment dreams are here, and financial freedom is right around the corner for me. I can feel it. So I just have to get through these few barriers, and it's a done deal for me. I will say I'm not gonna stay too much longer, you guys. I'm really kind of excited. I'm so excited if you guys can see it on my face. But there is a webinar going on today, which happens every week actually, with Brandon Turner, which is the vice president of Bigger Pockets, and co-host of Bigger Pockets as well. But he's doing a webinar today, and I think it's titled using duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes to receive financial freedom. So it starts in probably another hour or two. So I'm still, I'm kind of excited, and I'm just ready to go. So I'm just a little excited about it. And normally on all of his webinars, I get some type of insight that I didn't know at first. So again, I'm excited, and I can't wait to hear this. And hopefully I get a chance to, share some of whatever I've learned with you guys on the next podcast, on my next YouTube video. Y'all, excuse me, I've said podcast like 5 times. I started out with a podcast originally. You guys can go look me up on that as well, Truth Beyond the R. But I started with the podcast originally, and now I've transitioned over to the YouTube videos. So just forgive me if I keep saying that. But anyway, Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, you guys will get another video from me just to give an update. So, I guess that's it for me. That's it for me, you guys. I'm Jimmy L, and you've been watching a wonderful, wonderful video of fabulous investments. So I guess I will see you on the next episode. Love ya.